Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about music GCSE. Obviously, I think it's a great course, so I'm going to talk you through what it involves, what you might need to do in preparation for it, and hopefully answer some of your questions if you're thinking of doing it. So we study the Edexcel GCSE spec, which is quite a good course. It covers all three main areas of music: performing, composing, and then there's a written exam at the end of year 11. So you get to perform, you get to write music, and then you get to do a bit of analysis about what you know about music. So you get to perform as a soloist and in a group. So if you play something like guitar or drums, you'll get to do quite a lot of band performing as well, which is always good fun. You get to use music technology and software, which is it's good. It basically means you can write music using technology now. So you could write maybe a film piece of music or a club dance track or anything like that. But obviously there's options for more classical, traditional as well, whatever you prefer. You learn about different styles of music, so it's a good overview of all the different genres that you might come across. It's about having an open mind and studying the features of those styles. We do a little bit of music theory and sort of the traditional stuff as well, because that underpins everything, from the beginning of music. And you learn about different production techniques. So some studio stuff. What are the studio effects that have come into play in pop music in the last 50 years? And, things like panning and reverb and things like that. So some quite interesting extras as well. So it's a really good overview. So this slide overviews the course for you. 30% of your final GCSE grade is performing. So you get to perform as a soloist and as an ensemble. And that's marked out of 60. So we do lots of practices over the 2 years, and then you pick your best solo and your best ensemble, and we record those in the school studio, and then we send them off to the exam board to get marked. Similar with composing, which is coursework based, so we do that in class. We do some practice exercises, and then you write 2 pieces of music. So one is a set brief. You could write whatever style you like. And then the other one is a set brief by the exam board. They will give you a set of instructions and you have to write a piece of music that matches that. And then we send those off. You can do those on the computer or you can perform them live. Then that's also out of 60. Then at the end of year 11 in the June, you do an exam which is written, and it's basically it's 40%. It's the final 40% of your mark, and it's the listening to pieces we've studied. They will play you extracts of music that you've studied in class, and you have to answer questions about them. There is one essay question at the end of the exam out of 12 marks, so it's not too bad, and you have to write about a piece of music you haven't studied compared with a piece that you have studied. So it's a really good overview. It covers pretty much everything. So here's the details of the pieces that you have to study that are set by the exam board. Some of them you might already know, so Killer Queen by Queen, Star Wars and Defying Gravity from Wicked. So it's a really good overview. It covers all bases. We have to do some of the more old classical stuff because that is relevant. A lot of the stuff we put in pop music now actually was influenced by that and the theory behind that. So we do a couple of older ones, and then we move into some quite fun territory like the Killer Queen and the musical theatre stuff and Star Wars film music. And then we do some stuff on fusions, which is about world music and samba and jazz and African music and things. So that's really, really good mix. And like I said, if you've got an open mind to different styles, it's actually quite an interesting, eclectic mix of music. Here are just a few things I think you should think about before you definitely pick music. I hope you've been enjoying your music lessons so far, and it's definitely one you're thinking about, but you need to go through these considerations first. First off, do you play an instrument or sing? That's really important. Singing is just as valid as playing an instrument. Singers get just as good marks. The other option for you is DJing. That's now part of the GCSE course as well. So you need to either be playing an instrument, singing, or DJing. If you're not already having lessons, it's really worth thinking about because you can get a head start for year 10. So if you're thinking of doing GCSE music, I would make sure you start your music lessons straight away so you've got, like I said, a bit of a head start. Are you happy to join a music club of some sort? That's mainly at lunchtimes. Now, the really crucial thing is you learn so much from making music with other people, and it just brings a bit more relevance to what you're learning. It makes it practical. So I really would encourage you to think, are you happy to do a bit of that? It doesn't have to be all the time, but basically, if you're happy to come to a club, you will get a lot from it. So think about that as well. Are you happy to help at concerts? We do a few concerts every year. And, we're looking for performers, and they're mainly GCSE students. However, we have lots of roles backstage or in the tech team or the stage crew. So there's lots to get involved in that isn't just performing. But think about that. Are you happy to help in some way at those events? Most importantly, are you open to different styles of music? Doesn't mean we all love every style of music, but you need to be open-minded that you are going to study different styles and different genres. And lastly, are you willing to do a bit of performing to the class? We obviously have to do some performing, and it's not meant to be scary, and some people get a bit nervous about it, but are you happy to give that a go? We can build confidence over time, but you do need to acknowledge that you are going to have to do a bit of performing in class at times. But yeah, if there's anything on there that you want to know more about, obviously you can contact me. Here is a list of all the instruments we offer at Knole Academy if you want to learn an instrument. Like I said, for performance, you really have to be singing, playing an instrument or DJing, and you need to be learning one of these. So we can cater for any of these at Knole. Just come and see me if you'd like to try these out. I know many of you already do learn, but if you want to start, it's no problem. So have a think about what you might like to play or might like to learn. And basically, as long as you're happy to join a music club of some sort, you can get funding available so these lessons are paid for by the school. We're really lucky that we can offer this because not many schools do. So if you want to take me up on that offer, you need to speak to me about that, because obviously in year 10 and 11 we will fund your instrumental lessons if you're doing a music club, so choir or orchestra or ukulele group or anything like that. So yeah, basically it's a really important part of the course, so please make sure you're giving that some thought. I've got some pictures on here of just people who've done music GCSE over the years. So as you can see, there's lots of performance elements. So singers and more pop music like guitar, bass and drums, as well as flutes and orchestral music. We cover everything. So whatever your strength is, you're very welcome to do music GCSE. And really, like I hope these pictures show, it's a really good course for developing just your social skills and your group work. If you're producing a song or you're working on a performance together, it really brings people together. And like I say, it's a really, really fun course. If you still want to know any more, then please feel free to email me at alaurie@knoleacademy.org. I'm very happy to answer any questions you've got, or if you want to just run something by me and check, I haven't started an instrument yet, could I perhaps try something out? So basically, if you want to know anything more about music GCSE, please get in touch. It's a great course. I love teaching it, and the classes we have every year are always really good, and it's a really good fun course. It covers all the bases, and we have some really good musicians. So hopefully I'll be teaching some of you in September.